Here we have some Lego scaled composites. Huh, that's pretty neat. By Bert Rutan, or Jeff Rutan, and Cole Zellner. 1985, the world's fastest plane, 1 hour. Ooh, covered wagon, 1840, 163 days across the USA. Automobile, 6 days. Spaceship One, a Paul G. Allen project. That's pretty funky looking. It's the Bert Rutan Legacy. He's one of the most prolific, innovative, and successful aircraft designers in aviation history. Bert Rutan. Or Rutan. Rutan or Rutan? Some more Lego workings. So this is the cockpit. What the cockpit looks like in the Voyager. Oh, that's interesting. That's apparently what it looked like. It says here, with a wingspan of more than 110 feet, the Voyager almost looked like a giant bird in flight, especially when its wings would arc as much as 30 feet, either up or down. The airplane's composite construction made Voyager very flexible, yet pound for pound stronger than steel. Weight and strength were key elements of the success of the Voyager mission, as the airplane carried 7,001 pounds of fuel in its 17 separate fuel compartments. In effect, Voyager became a flying fuel tank that was built for one express purpose, a non-stop flight around the world on a single tank of gasoline. And here's some pictures. I remember this. There it is, coming to the museum. Neil Loving, an African-American who overcame many barriers to emerge as a respected aircraft designer and builder. Cirrus Design VK-30. In the early 1980s, a trio of college students, all pilots, dedicated to satisfy a long-held desire to design and build their own airplane. They were from Ripon College in Wisconsin. Pushy galore. Pushy galore. I get it. You have the Taylor Aerocar 1. The Aerocar was one of several attempts to produce a roadable airplane in the years after World War II. Designer Moult Taylor was inspired by work on a similar project, an amphibian under development by Robert E. Fulton Jr. Unlike the amphibian, which resembled an airplane's forward fuselage with a removable complete wing and tail section, Taylor's Aerocar used folding wings. A rear-mounted engine provided power on both the ground and in the air through a drive shaft and the detachable tail driving a pusher propeller. As a car, the folding wings and tail could be towed as a trailer. It's actually a picture of an in-flight there. A little too funky. Now that is a weird looking plane. It's a Black Fly V2. Opener, Black Fly V2 BF-012. This is the second version in a series of designs for a single pilot electric VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing personal air vehicle. That is a microplane right there. Very small plane. If it gets you from point A to point B, doesn't matter. Now again, these are pretty much home built. All these experimental aircraft are home built aircraft, so be able to build your own aircraft, that's quite an accomplishment. Corbin Baby Ace Model D. That is an Allison Model 250 turboprop engine. It's got a 420 shaft horsepower and it weighs 195 pounds. That's a helicopter. Those are both helicopters. This is the Rotosport UK MT-03 G-YROX, affectionately known as Roxy. GYROX is the first auto gyro to circumnavigate the globe. Piloted by Northern Surplus of Northern Ireland, it differs from a standard MT-03 in having an extra 23-gallon collapsible fuel tank and a strengthened landing gear. And a little pouch there for snacks and whatever he needed. This is a 1957 EAA biplane. It's very special to the EAA Aviation Foundation because it was built by students at St. Rita's High School in Chicago. Amazing what you can do if you put your mind to it and follow through. Ebneter E1. I hope I'm saying that correctly. On July 25th, 2010, 82-year-old Arnold Ebneter, I hope I'm saying that again, set an aviation world record for flying nonstop across the U.S. in an aircraft weighing less than 500 kilograms. An airplane he himself had built. Wow. This is the 1965 Lesher Teal. You know, I'd love to read you guys everything on these, but I'd have like 10-hour-long episodes if I did. So I'm kind of keeping them short and to the point. Forgive me if I'm going a little too fast on some stuff. There's just so much here to take in. The Pyle CP-304 Emerald, sounds like. Again, if I'm butchering these words, I apologize. Bowers Flybaby 1A. This is the EAA Acrosport 1. Now this next one I'm going to show you, you might be familiar with, or might have heard of. You might have heard of it. The Spirit of St. Louis. And this is a depiction of him flying over Paris. There's the Eiffel Tower, Champs-Élysées. On May 21st, 1927, after flying 3,600 miles in 33 hours, Charles A. Lindbergh has the Paris skyline in sight. When he lands the Spirit of St. Louis at nearby Liboret Aerodrome, the Lone Eagle will have completed the first non-stop solo flight between the continents of North America and Europe. Again, I'm assuming that's a replica. I don't believe that's the actual Spirit of St. Louis. Lindbergh, New York to Paris. This is all Lindbergh stuff here. New York Times article, Lindbergh does it to Paris in 33.5 hours. Flies 1,000 miles through snow and sleet. Cheering French carry him off field. A song called Lucky Lindy. Yeah, the original Spirit of St. Louis is at the National Air and Space Museum. So this is indeed a replica. It's kind of sweet to have, nonetheless. Oh, I noticed those are all Legos. Ooh, you can win that by entering. There's the 50th anniversary Lindbergh commemorative tour plane. This is a 1992 Curtiss Rosenack P-60 Hawk replica. Again, this place is really big, and for $12.50 it is well worth visiting, folks. I highly recommend you checking this out. The Wiley Post Winchester 21. There's a gun. Wiley Post, one of the most colorful figures in the early years of U.S. aviation, was born on November 22nd, 1898 on a farm near Grand Saline, Texas, and grew up in the oil country of Texas and Oklahoma. In August of 1935, while flying in Alaska, accompanied by humorist Will Rogers, Post and his famous passenger were killed in a plane crash near Point Barrow. Ernest K. Gann, aviation adventurer and storyteller. Mail Passengers Express. And this is the 1927 Fairchild FC-2W. The 1939 Waco ARE-NC20953. It's one of several aircraft owned by the New York newspaper, the Daily News. There's the logo, the News, New York's picture newspaper. Champion spark plugs. This is the 1931 Pitcairn PCA-2 Auto Gyro. It was used to advertise Champion spark plugs all over the country. This is a 1930 Pitcairn PA-7S Sport Mail Wing. This is another airmail airplane. As you can see, it says U.S. Mail Line. Experimental since 1933, question mark. This is the 1933 PIETE NPOL. Pete and Pole air camper. There's a pilot looking down. Hello there, how are you? These are the GB Racers, Legacy of Speed. That one says Bonzo. John Bonham? We got the Ryder / Elmendorf R-5 Jackrabbit. This is also a race plane. It's built by veteran race plane builder Keith Ryder in 1936. 1932 Art Chester Jeep, in parentheses. Big stinker. It's got a skunk. It's a big stinker. This is 1937 Crosby Cr-4. It was the brainchild of air racer Harry Crosby of Los Angeles. And the 1966 Pitts S-2 Big Stinker. Big Stinker. And you have your guy perched on top. Pratt & Whitney. It's a Hughes Super Stearman. Oh, here we go, Bugatti Model 100 Racer. This is more associated with automobiles than it is planes. Harriet Quimby across the English Channel. 12 seconds over Kitty Hawk, the Wright brothers. America's first ace, Eddie Rickenbacker. First fighter pilots, 1916. Charles Lindbergh. Lindbergh's Crossing. A License to Soar, Bessie Coleman. I remember that name. She's the first African American to receive a pilot's license. American Patrol, The Return Home. Ace of Aces, Richard Bong. The Tuskegee Airmen. And there's Amelia Earhart. Sally Ride. Remember Sally Ride? Chuck Yeager. We had just lost Chuck Yeager last year. This is a 1918 Curtiss OX-5. The first mass-produced aircraft engine in the United States was the OX-5. The 1918 Curtiss JN4-D Jenny was the first mass-produced aircraft with over 6,000 built. Kitty Hawk, right here. The Wright brothers. And the Wright Flyer. So, that was the EAA Museum in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It is one of the must-go-to places if you are in Wisconsin or traveling to Wisconsin. It is in Oshkosh, which is about 60, maybe 70 miles north of Milwaukee and about 15 miles south of Appleton. Excellent place. I mean, there is so much to see in there. The time I was in there, about 3 hours, didn't really do it justice, but they have a lot more. When this thing fully opens up, they're going to have a lot more for you to do and see. A lot of exhibits are closed due to COVID, unfortunately, but other than that, EAA Museum in Oshkosh, definitely check it out. Bought some swag for the family. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I'm getting close to 100 subscribers, which is, you know, considering I started this in March, pretty darn cool. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. And if you want to subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and that'll update you to when new episodes are coming out. You can also go to www.patreon.com and you can sign up on there and help support the channel. I'm making a donation of $5 or more. You can get access on Patreon to other special things, live streams, bonus content, and more. So, again, from Oshkosh, Wisconsin and the EAA Museum, this is Yogi. And until the next one, folks, I'm out of here.